luck, have fun, everyone. We're getting underway for quarterfinal number 4. Toruss, evoN, Lyker, and Brand0m for 2 spots in the semis. After the first checkpoint, it is evoN with a whole shot in CP1, heading into the ice-banked corner. The bobsleigh, Toruss going ahead of Lyker and evoN. Brand0m down in 4th position at the present moment, heading into the grass section. Let's actually check in on the Polish driver from Team Secret at the present moment. evoN sitting in P3 just behind Lyker, and Toruss heading into the second ice part. evoN keeping more speed than Lyker, potentially making a overtake here over the Frenchman for 2nd place. evoN going for a bit of a safer, wider line compared to the what we stuff from the stuff we saw from Rizzo a little bit earlier on in the previous quarterfinal. Meanwhile, Toruss is well ahead of the rest of the field, 3.5 tenths of a second ahead of Brand0m, Lyker, and evoN right now. evoN getting demoted down to 4th position, heading toward the final part of the race, but it seems as though we had a mistake from Toruss, and he is down in last place. He was leading convincingly this race, and he completely threw it away, with Lyker and Brand0m now left to battle for the lead over the course of the final part of the map. Brand0m trying to go for more speed at the exit. Is it gonna pay off? No, Lyker will win with a 102.478. Brand0m 2nd, evoN 3rd, and Toruss in P4. First blood then for Lyker, an unexpected first blood, as Toruss seemed to pull away quite consistently and quite fast ahead from the rest of the field, and looked to have that round in the back, but that mistake before even the final section cost him so much. And now he finds himself in last place at the end of the first round with 3 points to his board. Now, this is just the beginning of the phase, so it could still be everything to play for. Meanwhile, Brand0m has made a huge mistake clipping on the inside of the grass turn, and so he's down in last place for good. Meanwhile, evoN touching the outside at the drift, so that's going to allow Toruss and Lyker to move through into 1st and 2nd. Lyker rocking the Yamaha Petronas skin in deference of Fabio Quartararo, the number 20 in the MotoGP season. Currently battling for the lead with Toruss. Toruss with more speed to the loop, moving up into the lead, just half a tenth ahead of his fellow Lyker in 2nd position. Toruss continuing to pull away from Lyker after he dropped a bit momentum at the uphill section. Toruss should be able to recoup that round that he lost quite in a quite dumb fashion last time around. He should be able to get the round win, and he does with a 102.585. Lyker 2nd, evoN 3rd, and Brand0m should be able to reach the finish line, and he will finish in P4. Third and final round already on Silent Night by Superall. We're going to get back with a bit of an aerial view. evoN with a whole shot at the first checkpoint with a slow exit out of that turn from the checkpoint. He moves down in last place with Lyker, Brand0m, and Toruss moving up into 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Moving on to the grass jump right here. No big mistakes so far from the rest of the top 3. Onto the ice part, Toruss and Lyker 1st and 2nd. Lyker trying to keep us more speed than Toruss, but it doesn't pan out. evoN has more speed than Lyker, so he catches back up on the 2nd place driver right now. evoN currently still sitting in P3, Lyker in P2, going a bit too wide. Maybe that's going to allow Toruss to move back up into the lead. Yes, it is. evoN in P3 trying to catch up on Lyker for P2, trying to score more than 5 points here on this round. Toruss is having a field day right here on this round. 3 tenths of a lead over Lyker, who drops down to 2nd place as he made a bit of a mistake before that corner. evoN up into P2 temporarily, moving on to the final part of the map. Will evoN be able to secure that 2nd place? Lyker touches a bit on the inside, that should seal the deal. No, Lyker manages to keep enough speed and finish in 2nd place. Meanwhile, Toruss wins with 102.205. Lyker 2nd, evoN 3rd, and Brand0m should be able to finish in P4. He's gonna have to go for the safe finish. Oh no, that first topic in the tree. Brand0m will not finish. Oh yeah, he barely manages to finish on the dot with just half a tenth left, scoring the points for 4th position. After one map played, we're moving on to the next map pick, which is going to be Untamed Heart by Firestorm. Mixed map in this instance, very much like Superall's Silent Night. And after one map played, 24 points for Lyker, 23 for Toruss, 15 for evoN, and 13 for Brand0m. So still looking pretty close after one map. No clear-cut winner compared to what we had in the previous quarterfinal, where we had a full-on clean sweep from Revolution that allowed him to get 30 points on the board. In terms of pace, let's actually see where everyone stacks up in the local records on this server. Toruss in P10 with a 102.547. Then we find, let's see, Lyker 19th with 102.838. Then, do we have Brand0m or evoN? No, Brand0m is in 21st with 102.882, and evoN is not even on the leaderboard. I wonder if he's played on this server, actually, so it might be that we did not have a time on the server for evoN, so yeah. Keep in mind that those are early indicators, are not representative of the ultimate pace of a player around the track, so there you go. So in theory, again, Toruss with the biggest advantage on paper in terms of pace compared to the rest of his fellow competitors, but it is, of course, theoretical. Everything can happen in Trackmania, and anything can happen in Trackmania, and usually does. So we're gonna have to see how everyone fares on this map. Untamed Heart by Firestorm. We're getting underway right now for map 2 of the quarterfinal between evoN, Toruss, Lyker, and Brand0m. And the whole shot is going to be for Lyker after the first checkpoint, just ahead of Toruss, evoN, and Brand0m in that order. Moving on to the second checkpoint, will there be any pole hits? Not for pole hit, but touching a bit of the wall on the inside. That's going to be enough to do the damage for Lyker, who is going to be way out of it right now. And meanwhile, Toruss is escaping in the field, escaping up front, in front of Brand0m and evoN in third place. Now we're going to be moving back into perspective of one of the players. Moving up to evoN right now, going through the loop. Currently, it is Toruss who leads in front of Brand0m onto the ice part. Brand0m able to keep some speed, actually more speed than Toruss, and he's able to make it a 1v1 versus the Swiss driver for the lead. And currently, it is going to be neck and neck as we're heading toward the final part of the track. Brand0m currently sitting in last place at the standings with 13 points, looking to get some decent points on the board and trying to move up the leaderboard again. And Brand0m should be able to get the map win, and yes, he will. Meanwhile, Toruss doesn't finish. He respawns just alongside evoN. Lyker in P2. evoN should be able to finish, yes, in third place. Fourth place for Toruss. Brand0m wins with 102.542, a new personal best from Brand0m as well. Brand0m moving up to 23 points and moving up to third place in the standings. Meanwhile, Lyker moves back up ahead of Toruss in first place with 31 points. 26 points for Toruss in P2. So the Frenchman currently leading this quarterfinal by 5 points from Toruss. Onto the platform section, and evoN having had a really great start through there. Brand0m meanwhile having a bit of a sketchy landing. He's down in P4. Toruss getting reeled in by Lyker, and evoN also getting reeled in by Lyker as well. So it's going to be a three-man fight for the lead. evoN, having had a really solid start, is going to have to resist the pressure of Lyker, and Toruss just behind him. Oh, evoN going really towards the inside line, trying to go for as much more speed as he can, and evoN managing to keep the lead from 1/10 of a second from Toruss in second place, and Lyker in P3 as we're moving on to the final part of the track. Lyker barely keeping it up for the wall just before the dirt section. evoN going really wide and trying to carry as much speed as he can, use as much of a track as he can to carry as much speed as possible through the final part onto the final ring jump. We saw Toruss miss it. Will evoN miss it this time around? Oh no! Oh, he actually manages to hit it. 102.669 for evoN in first place, Toruss in second, Brand0m third, and Lyker in P4. Still managing to get through. Luckily, how on earth did that happen for evoN? He moves back up to third place ahead of Brand0m and moves to within 3 points of Toruss. And look how the gaps have shrunk quite significantly, but only 6 points between first and last at the present moment. So it could be anything to play. It could be anybody's game at this point. Brand0m and evoN having a really solid start in first and second, then Toruss in P3, but Brand0m forced to release with that sketchy exit out of the final corner, so he's down in fourth place already. Toruss in P3, Lyker P2, and evoN in the lead, but currently under the assault of Lyker for that lead. Both Lyker and evoN going really down the inside. evoN going too far down the right, and he will hit the sign. Lyker will inherit a 2/10 advantage over Toruss in second position, and he will be in a position to win another round ahead of Toruss. But maybe, just maybe, the Swiss driver has much more speed and maybe a bit better aim through the final finish ring. Here we go for the finish, and Lyker should be able to win it. Yes, he does. No, actually, Lyker went a bit too far outside, and Toruss snipes him at the line for 1/100th of a second. Lyker second, evoN third, and Brand0m in P4. And Toruss will get back into the lead of the quarterfinal. 43 points for Toruss, 41 for Lyker, 35 for evoN, and 31 for Brand0m, as we're moving on to Brand0m's map pick, which is Deska's Twatara. Toruss sitting at the start, looking to maybe get a little bit of rest in his fingers, and again, Toruss looking strong on the timesheets, at least on the server. 54.385, just 100th away from Revolution's best time on the local leaderboard. Then evoN in 13th place with 54.735. Then let's actually find Brand0m in 23rd with 54.921, and Lyker in P21 with the 54.885. Score recap after 2 maps: 43 points for Toruss in the lead, 2 points ahead of Lyker on second place with 41 points, 35 points for evoN in third, and Brand0m fourth and last with 31 points. Dirt-focused map, according to the organizers. The first half is effectively transitional dirt, a little bit of transitional dirt shenanigans proposed by Polish mapper Deska. And the rest is a fair mix of tech and dirt, deck and dirt, with then this final jump into the finish line on the right-hand side of the road. So good luck, have fun, everyone. We're getting underway for map 3 of the quarterfinal between evoN, Brand0m, Lyker, and Toruss. First checkpoint, the whole shot is going to be for Toruss after a really good battle between himself, Lyker, and Brand0m. evoN emerging into the lead of the field at the next checkpoints, going downhill now. It's Toruss in the lead in front of Brand0m and evoN, with Lyker a little bit further behind. I think had a really slow exit from that dirt part there. Onto the drop down, everyone managing to safely clear it. Following the perspective of Lyker right now, he can see the battle for the top 3 ahead of him. Toruss, Brand0m, and evoN really close to each other, but he touches the inside wall, so that's going to be game over for Lyker. Meanwhile, let's follow the perspective of evoN right in the middle of the sandwich of Toruss and Brand0m right now. Toruss getting reeled in by evoN, maybe potentially overtaken before the final corner. Will he be able to catch him back up? evoN should have this in the bag, and he will win the round with a time of 54.584, moving up to 8th in the local leaderboards. Toruss second, Brand0m third, and Lyker in P4. PB from evoN right in the match, and he moves up to second place, 1 point ahead of Lyker. We're already halfway through towards the final status for Toruss. He's on 50 points, 45 points for evoN in second place, 44 for Lyker in third, and Brand0m last with 36 points, who are currently spectating right now as he gives us a bit of an overview of the field at the moment. Toruss in the lead, trying to pull away from Lyker and evoN in second and third. Brand0m in P4, trailing a little bit behind. Toruss, a pretty clean transition at the ramp through there. Brand0m touching the inside wall, but evoN's made a mistake as well, so they're not the only one. He's not the only one having made mistakes. So Lyker and Toruss are in second and first respectively, but it seems as though Toruss has got this under control. He's got a gap of 1/10 over Lyker heading to the final part. Lyker trying to catch back up to Toruss, but it doesn't seem like it might happen unless there is a catastrophe at the finish line for Toruss. He will win the run with a 54.578. Lyker second, evoN third, and Brand0m in last place. Toruss with 60 points on the board. evoN 50 points, Lyker 51 points, moving up to second place past evoN, and 39 points for Brand0m in P4. As we're moving back with a helicam right now. Lyker, after the first checkpoint, getting the whole shot. Toruss in front of Toruss, evoN, and Brand0m. evoN getting left behind already after the first 2 checkpoints. Toruss and Lyker battling with each other for the lead. evoN in third place, keeping in hot pursuit. Lyker touching the wall, so that's going to be done for the Frenchman. We're going to be following evoN from Team Secret, currently sitting in second place, just behind Toruss, trying to prevent him from moving on to 70 points. And Toruss hits the wall. Toruss making an uncharacteristic mistake here, and throwing away potentially 10 points here in favor of 5 points. Meanwhile, evoN has got this under control, 4/10 ahead of Brand0m in second position. This could be the chance for Brand0m to get some good points on the board as well. evoN should be able to reach the finish line without too much hassle and win with a 54.804. evoN first in front of Brand0m, Toruss, and Lyker at the end of the final round of this first rotation of Twatara by Deska. And Toruss on 65 points will retain the lead. Meanwhile, evoN catches to within 5 points of the Swiss driver in second place. Lyker down in third with 54, and Brand0m fourth with 46 after moving on to the fourth and final map of the map pack, which was Lyker's map pick, Kisla's Remedy. So you have the score recap. Toruss just ahead of evoN by 5 points. Lyker a little bit further behind in third place, so it could still be a hot battle for the final spot in the semi-final. And Brand0m a little bit further behind than he would like to be. Still in with a shot, with a mathematical shot of catching back up to these guys, but it's going to be an uphill battle here. Quick pace check on this server, at least for Remedy. Let's see how everyone fares. If we actually do have times. Toruss in P12 with a 54.715. Brand0m 17 with a 54.962. Do we have a time from evoN, or do we have a time from Lyker? Let's see. Lyker 25th with a 55.268. And it seems as though evoN has not... no, evoN does not have a time on there. At least I don't see a time from evoN on this timetable, at the very least. But we're done with the warm-up. Good luck, have fun, everyone. We're done with the warm-up, sorry. Good luck, have fun. We're underway for map 4 of the quarterfinal. evoN getting the whole shot at the first checkpoint. Brand0m going too far down the inside, touching a bit of the wall. Touching a wall a second time as did Lyker. And so they're going to both be out of the running for the lead positions. It's going to be evoN versus Toruss in a 1v1 situation at the present moment. Lyker having around 8/10 of a gap to make up between himself and the leader at the moment, which is currently Toruss, onto the platform to dirt transition. evoN trying to catch up to the Swiss driver, is not able to make the move stick so far. He's able to catch him back up slowly but surely though. Will there be any mistakes from one of these two players heading into this section right here? We saw many wall hits right there on this section, and so it could very well be the case for either, but no, nobody makes a mistake. Toruss maybe a bit of an inside line, a bit more aggressive, but less speed than evoN at the exit. It will be up to the jump to this side. Toruss has more speed, heading into the jump towards the line. No, evoN goes for an inside line and snipes Toruss with a 54.978. Great round from evoN. Toruss in P2, Brand0m third, and Lyker in P4. 72 points for Toruss, 70 for evoN, moving up to within 2 points of the leader. And of course, 57 for Lyker and 51 for Brand0m. What a snipe from evoN. Toruss making the mistake already, so he's already giving the opportunity for evoN to take the lead of proceedings on this round. evoN taking the lead ahead of Brand0m and Lyker. Lyker down in third place, around half a tenth down on the leader, even though he could still see the leaders ahead of him. Then Brand0m in second position, just behind evoN, trying to catch up to the Polish driver, trying to pile on the pressure, trying to make him make a mistake, trying to push him over the edge and reap the benefits from it. But so far, evoN has soaked up the pressure. He soaks up the pressure really good, and still he's able to pull the gap away, gap to around 4.5 tenths of a second, heading towards the final turn. The final jump coming up. Does he have enough speed? evoN should have enough speed. He will be able to win the round with a 55.078. evoN first, Brand0m second, Lyker third, and Toruss finishing at P4. And with that kind of difference, the point difference, it will be evoN moving up into the lead of the quarterfinal with 80 points. As we're heading onto the final round on this first rotation, at least on Remedy by Kisla. evoN taking the whole shot at the first checkpoint. Toruss a little bit further behind than he would like to be, currently sitting in last place, battling with Brand0m. Lyker and evoN battling for the lead right now. Lyker and evoN actually neck and neck. That is looking pretty close out there for the very first position. Then Toruss trying to make it a 3-man fight for the lead as evoN makes a bit of a mistake at the sausage road and drops down from first to third in the space of a few seconds. Brand0m catching up to the Polish driver in P4. following the perspective of the team versatility player. Oh, going a bit too wide maybe? As we go onto the drift turn, will there be any wall hits there? No, yeah, I spoke too soon, and it is indeed Brand0m who made the mistake. Toruss in first place in front of Lyker and evoN, and it seems like Toruss has got the round win. evoN trying to catch up to Lyker and snipe him into second place, and he will make it so again for 600ths of a second. Meanwhile, Toruss wins with a 54.955, evoN second, Lyker third, and Brand0m in fourth position. Good snipe from evoN to snatch second place from Lyker, keeping the lead in this quarterfinal with 87 points to his name, 85 for Toruss as we're moving back to Silent Night after a full rotation of all the 4 maps of this quarterfinal. $87 points for evoN in the lead, 85 for Toruss in second place, Lyker third with 67, and fourth for Brand0m with 61. evoN and Toruss have the ability to move on to finalist status in the next 2 rounds. Toruss needs to win 1 round and finish in third on the next round, whereas evoN needs a second. Whereas evoN needs a round win. Yeah, I'm getting my maths right. So round win for evoN, and then he just needs to finish the map. No matter the placing, he will be able to get to finalist status. He only needs 13 points, and remember, last place rewards 3 points. So a round win and a simple finish should do the trick to move on to finalist status for evoN. Meanwhile, Toruss has to win a round and then get at least third place in order to get through to finalist status. Otherwise, he will be on 98 points if he fails to do so. Toruss again having the advantage pace-wise on this map with a 101.975, but we saw that he's not safe from making mistakes. He did indeed make a mistake on the first round of the quarterfinal where he threw away a surefire win by making a small mistake before the final part of the course. As we're moving on to towards the end of the quarterfinal, we're edging closer towards it at least. evoN taking the whole shot at the first checkpoint. Toruss moving back up to the lead alongside Lyker and evoN, and Brand0m in P4 getting a little bit left behind already at the exit of the ice rink. evoN having dropped a bit more speed, so that's going to allow Brand0m to catch back up for a battle for third. Toruss taking the lead away from Lyker. Moving on to the second ice part now. evoN managing to catch up to Lyker as well as does Brand0m. We're going to be checking back on Brand0m right now, but give us a perspective. Oh, that's an F for Lyker there, going too far on the outside and getting a full stop pick on the side strut by the side of the road. Toruss meanwhile in the lead. evoN is up into second place. Brand0m in third position, 0.3 of a second between Toruss and evoN in first and second. Moving on to the final section of the map. evoN behind Toruss, not by much. Look at this. Onto the final jump for Toruss and evoN. It seems as though Toruss will win it with a 102.165. evoN in second place and Brand0m in P3. And Toruss is just 5 points away from finalists, and he's actually in the lead of the quarterfinal with 1 point of an advantage over evoN. evoN just needs to finish. Now he needs to finish second or higher if he is to move into finalist status. Otherwise, he will move on to 99 or 97 points at the exit of the round if he finishes in third or fourth. So let's actually see the perspective of Brand0m towards the rear end of the field. As you can see, Toruss pulling away quite significantly from Lyker and evoN. Sorry. Oh, evoN touching the wall. It's going to be done. He's not going to be finalist right now. He ain't going to be in Rush Hour 3. Toruss in first place, Lyker second, and Brand0m in third. Toruss just needs to save this round and finish at least in third place if he is to get himself in finalist status as well. And so far, it is looking to be going the way of the Swiss driver. Lyker in second place does not really have any answer to the pace of the leader at the present moment. Coming towards the final corner and the final jump for Toruss and Lyker. Lyker trying to deny him with a bit of a snipe, clipping a little bit on the inside. It's not going to work for Lyker. 102.332 for Toruss, who wins the round. Lyker second, Brand0m third, and evoN in P4. And Toruss just needs 1 round win to move through to the semi-final on day 2. Final round on this rotation of Silent Night, maybe the final right that we're going to see on Silent Night today. evoN taking the whole shot again after the first checkpoint. Brand0m, Lyker, evoN, and Toruss within each other at the ice rink. evoN down in last place at the second checkpoint, but not by much. Toruss again pulling away cleanly from the field. evoN just needs to finish the round if he is to move into finalist status at the end of this round. Toruss still leading quite significantly here as we're going to be moving back with the perspective of Brand0m right now, trying to catch up for P2. A bit of a sluggish exit from Lyker, and evoN enables Brand0m to move through to second place temporarily. Toruss, meanwhile, is a bit too far away from Brand0m for him to do anything about it. 2.5 tenths to 3 tenths of a second of a gap between Toruss and Brand0m. evoN coming out of nowhere to clinch the second place away from Brand0m. Maybe a bit of a wide exit that's going to allow Brand0m back through to second position. Onto the final jump we go. Toruss will be moving through to the semifinals. GG's in the chat for Toruss, who also does a 101.913, a brand new personal best for Toruss, moving up to in second position of the local lead awards. Toruss will be through to the semifinals. Now, one more round needed for evoN to move through into the semifinals alongside his fellow rival. And the last round potentially will be played on Untamed Heart by Firestorm. This was evoN's map pick in this particular quarterfinal. Currently sitting in P17 with a 102.669 in favor of the Polish driver. He's actually behind Brand0m with the 102.542. So it might not still be over for evoN. There could still be some shenanigans happening, and maybe a bit of a catch up from the other players that are Lyker and Brand0m. Quick score recap. So one more round for evoN in finalist status to secure second position. Lyker needs to deny 3 consecutive times in order to both be in finalists and then win the consecutive round after that to actually win and move through the semifinals. And then Brand0m needs more than one map to actually get through the second place and send evoN home early. So far the odds are in favor of evoN. He does have a few jokers in his hands, but he must not waste them too much. Otherwise, it might be really dire situation for the Polish driver. Players getting their final practice warm-ups in. And we're about to get underway with that particular map. So good luck, have fun, everyone. This could be very well the last round, or there could be 1 or 2 more coming our way if Brand0m or Lyker manage to deny evoN from moving through to the semifinals. Here we go. We're underway. So far it is Brand0m, evoN, and Lyker in that order who get the whole shot after the first checkpoint. Second checkpoint, rather. evoN and Brand0m battling for the lead right now. evoN taking the lead away from Brand0m, who manages to keep a clean and tight line through there. It was a bit of a trouble-making corner for the Frenchman from Team Versatility in this instance, and the first rotation of Untamed Heart. evoN still in the lead, going through the loop right now. Going towards the inside, as does Brand0m. Lyker is out of it, so we'll be moving back to a one-on-one situation. Brand0m could be Lyker's best ally here if he wants to keep the dream alive. Brand0m moving through to first place temporarily, moving on to the dirt part right now. evoN in second place has to move back past the Frenchman. He tries to make the move stick, but Brand0m has a bit more speed than evoN, so it's still a neck-and-neck battle for the lead and the win at the end of the round. It's up to the final corner to the side. Brand0m goes too low, he's not able to finish. GG to evoN, 102.814. He moves through to the semi-final, and Brand0m, unfortunately, he gave it his all. But both him and Lyker are going to be sent home early and will not make it past day 1 of the ElityCup. So Toruss and evoN will move through to the semi-finals.